Technology has been a big part of my life since the very beginning. I've been into radios when I was a kid, and audio cassettes and VHS tapes, and that kind of progressed into my love for video game consoles. And I actually talk about my video game console origins in a different video that I made earlier, and you can check it out right up there. Today, this fascination has led to my love of all kinds of tech, and what is there not to love? It lets me make these videos, and it lets you discover them and enjoy them. And I think it's amazing. Tech is there to enhance our lives, and usually when it does its job, you don't really think about it. It kind of blends into the background. And it only stands out when it's being frustrating and it doesn't work, or when it's being so amazing that you can't help but notice it. Tech's been on my mind recently because of two frustrations, which led me to two amazing upgrades, which I've been dying to talk about. I want to dedicate this video to one of them, and that's my phone. The sad, messed up rectangle has been in my pocket for the past 2 years. It's the last of its kind. The last of the Windows phones. I really bought into these when Windows Phone 7 came out, what, like 8 years ago? The interface was so fresh and stylish, and the cameras were amazing, and they promised us the apps. The apps were coming, right? Well, after waiting for 8 years, I can tell you that the apps never got there. Microsoft just kinda gave up. The Lumia 950 was the last phone they ever released, and after an unfortunate drop and a couple of years of daily use, the phone just kind of stopped working. It was a good phone. It had most major apps, even though they were the underdeveloped, laggier, unsupported versions of apps. But the reason why I kept it till its dying breath was its amazing camera, which is the most important part of any smartphone. And because the camera is so important to me, there was really only one choice for me as far as phone upgrades go, and that was the Google Pixel. I was waiting for the Pixel 3 to drop, but there was no way I could survive without a phone for a whole month, so I caved in and got the Pixel 2. It's a really stylish looking phone. I got the kinda blue version with the mint power button. It looks like a phone you'd see in an anime or something. Now this is something many of you will relate to. Switching phone ecosystems is kind of terrifying, or at least it's a hassle. This was my first time ever using an Android device, and I had no idea what to expect. I am happy to report though that so far, I'm in love. If you're running iOS or any other operating system other than Android, you have nothing to worry about. The phone teaches you everything you need to know, even without you realizing it. This isn't really something that I expected to say, because I've kind of been down on Android before, and for good reasons. But I don't think I've ever been as happy with any phone before as I am with this one. Here are some of my favorite things about this beauty. Apps. They're always up to date and they integrate really well into the phone. Like if you have Spotify, you can set up any track or any playlist to play as your tone for your alarm. Or link it to Maps so you can play music while you're driving. Or if you use Facebook Messenger a lot, you can set it up to receive SMS messages so it can be your only messaging app that you ever have to use. And you know how Chrome saves your passwords for websites? Well, when you log into different apps on this phone, it saves those passwords as well. You can also set up default apps like you can on your PC. So if you want to open and send email from Outlook instead of Gmail, you can do that. Or open links with Firefox instead of Chrome. Or play music exclusively from Spotify instead of Google Play Music. I really love that choice. Last note on Android. Everybody keeps talking about how customizable it is, but I'm completely happy with the default setup on the Pixel 2. And have never had any urge to dive into the customization. The default setup is amazing already. The home screen is set up great, the keyboard's great, the live wallpaper on this thing is amazing. Everything's good. If you're an iPhone user, and just like I was, you're kind of intimidated by the fact that Android is known to be infinitely customizable, you shouldn't worry. It's not like a giant Lego set that you have to all build together by yourself and customize the color of every single brick. It's all very elegant, very simple, and if you don't want to change anything, you never have to. Now, about the phone itself. The cameras are amazing, both front and back. I've only had it for a few days, but most shots I took were great. And I get to be one of the cool kids and play around with a portrait mode, which works really well on this thing. Another big bonus is unlimited storage on Google Drive for any photos that I take on this phone for as long as I have it. I also love having a fingerprint scanner in the back of the phone. Most of the time, by the time I lift the phone out of my pocket, it's already unlocked and it's ready for me to do whatever I want. And you can also use it to pull down the notification tray by swiping down, which I do all the time, especially to pull down music controls. Something that I kind of initially thought was a gimmick, but I've actually been using a lot more than I thought I would, is the phone's squeeze feature, which just sounds silly no matter how you look at it, but hear me out. I don't know about you, but I run into this problem a lot where, say I'm in the middle of a conversation and I want to Google something, well I have to pull out my phone and go to the web browser and type in google.com and then actually type in whatever I'm searching for, and it really interrupts the flow of the conversation. With this phone, all I have to do is squeeze, ask whatever I want, and it just tells me the answer. And if that's not enough, it pulls up a whole Google search of whatever you just asked. And that's awesome. Finally, some of the smaller things. I love the always on display. I've always had one on my Windows phone, so it was something I was used to, but it's even better here. It shows you time, date, weather, notifications, and when there is any music playing in the background, it shows you what song is playing, which I found to be just slightly creepy, but it's very useful. I also like widgets. I don't really love them because not every app has them, and they're all kind of different size and shape, and they all have different functionality and a different look. Some of them resize, some of them don't. It's honestly kind of a mess, but it's awesome to be able to see my Fitbit steps at a glance, or be able to pull up any note, or to look at my calendar real quick. It's pretty cool, they're useful. I also think multitasking is cool. I haven't really needed it for anything, but it's cool to be able to, for example, study Japanese and watch a YouTube video at the same time, and also browse the web. For me personally, the only thing that's missing is a micro SD card slot. So that's something I might get annoyed at in the future when I start running out of space. And if you care about it, there is no headphone jack, but I've been using Bluetooth headphones for years now, so it's not really a problem to me. And the phone does come with a little adapter if you do want to use wired headphones. Like I said above, tech only stands out when it's not working or it's working exceptionally well. And this phone is working better than I ever expected it to. I love it to death. It does everything I expected a phone to do, but more and faster. None of its features are all that mind-blowing, but it's really practical and useful. It works well and saves me a lot of time. I've always been fascinated with tech, and awesome tech like this just keeps that fascination going. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you liked it, then let me know by hitting the thumbs up button below. And if you really liked it and would like to see more stories from me, then hit that subscribe button and join the notification squad by hitting the bell right next to it. That way you'll know when my video is up the moment I publish it, which I do every Thursday at 11 AM Pacific. Thanks once again for watching, and I'll see you next week, right here on my channel. Peace!